Test one. What is up, boys? What is going on? How we doing? Welcome to Duct Tape Dynasty. I'm Duct Tape Dad. And wow, what a weekend it has been. It's Duct Tape Dynasty has grown some legs over this weekend. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Be sure, by the way, if you're new here and you haven't had a chance to like, comment, and subscribe, please do so. We appreciate it. We will have folks in the chat if we don't already. That would be known as the Mighty Ducts. Make sure you get the T and the S in there. The Ducts. Not the Mighty Ducks. That would be a copyright infringement issue. We don't do that here. Anyway, it is good to be here. It is good to be back. Formula One season is upon us. And actually, one of the events that kind of got Duct Tape Dynasty some legs was a watch-along that we had this past Friday. Me and the boys, we had a great time hanging out and watching the Bahrain Grand Prix. It was actually a rewatch. So for those who may have tuned in live, may not have been the most interesting thing because we are not, of course, by law, allowed to show the Formula One broadcast nor have the sound from it out there, and rightfully so. We didn't, we don't want to take their money. We're not trying to do any of that stuff, but... Anyway, so it was a rewatch and whatnot, but you did get some of our reactions. We did have some folks joining us in the chat, some of the Mighty Ducks, as they're called. We thank them for stopping by. We had some cool comments and whatnot. And much appreciative, but we had some social media clips that came out kind of when I was able to put the two things together there and kind of show what we were seeing. And then you get to see our reaction in those clips. And those are what kind of got the response and generated some interest. And so we're excited about that. That means that hopefully when we do have some live watch-alongs, which Formula One should hopefully be broadcast on ESPN during those stateside races, we'll be able to do live watch-alongs. And that way folks can just throw us up on the iPad, put us on the side table there while they watch the race, and it's like we're all enjoying it together. That's the idea, at least. We'll see how that goes. And of course, anyone who does have and subscribe to F1 TV can obviously follow along via their subscription and watch the race simultaneously as we do. There is a point in the broadcast where we say 3, 2, 1 and begin. And if you were to click play on your subscribed, of course, and paid for Formula One TV app, you would be able to watch essentially live with us because we clicked play at the same time. So anyway, it was a blast. That's the bottom line. It was an absolute blast. The first Formula One race of the season did not disappoint. If you are a United States citizen and not a fan of Formula One, that needs to change. Go do yourself a favor. Tune into the Netflix documentary series, Drive to Survive. It is time well spent and some serious binge watchability that you need not feel guilty for doing. Maybe. Anyway, it's bottom line. It's awesome. And if you're not a fan already, it'll make you a fan. And I tell you what, watching those races, they are an absolute blast to watch. There is nobody that can broadcast as well as the Brits do with Sky Sports Network's broadcast of the Formula One races. And I'm not just brown-nosing there, boys. It is fantastic. They do a phenomenal job. So anyway, all that to say, absolute blast to watch. We had a great first one, having some great results, response, and we look forward to that continuing. So let's get to the results of the race, shall we? So there we go. There's, as we see in our fancy scroll abilities, we have the on our left side there, the Bahrain Grand Prix. So if you don't know about Formula One is basically the European version or the international version of Indy. Granted, Indy's I think international. Anyway, the cars are better, way better, and there's only 20 drivers in the world. And it's the same 20 drivers every weekend, which is one of the things that's really cool about their Formula One Drive to Survive series is you get to actually know the drivers and kind of feel out the kind of drivers they are, their personalities. You get to know them a little bit, or at least feels like you do. It just makes it all the cooler when you're rooting for somebody out there. It's not just somebody you've seen social media posts of and whatnot. You've kind of lived alongside of them, at least from the perspective of Netflix, as close as that can get. But it's fabulous. It is just absolutely awesome. I would find any sports-loving fan, I would find you hard-pressed to find a sports-loving fan that watches that series and is like, oh, that was a waste of time. It's awesome. Anyway, so only 20 drivers. Same 20 drivers. So as you see there on the left, that's our results from the Bahrain Grand Prix. It has positions 1 through 20 on it. Only the first 10 positions actually score points. And there are 2 trophies, basically, for Formula One. There is the Drivers' Championship, which the single driver with the most points out of the 20 drivers wins, obviously, the Drivers' Championship. And then there's the Constructors' Championship. So a little bit ago, I mentioned there's only 20 drivers in Formula One. There are only 10 teams. Sorry, I've got this on my computer, and my messages come through on this fancy new computer that Mary got me. Thank you very much to my lovely wife for getting this computer. I know she did it out of love and not because she was super annoyed by the fact that I was putting thousands of pictures on her computer, which I was then using for this. Anyway, let me get back to it. So there's 20 drivers. There's only 10 teams. These teams are known as constructors. So Red Bull, for instance, has one team. They have two different drivers. They each drive a Red Bull car. And so at the end of the season, there's the driver's champion. He who has the most points wins. And then there's the constructor's champion, which the team with the most combined points with their two drivers at the end of the season is the constructor's world champion. So it's not always the same. In fact, last year, not last year, but the year before. So the 2021 season ended with a separate constructor or a different constructor champion than driver champion. So Mercedes won the constructors championship in 2021, and Red Bull, Max Verstappen, won the drivers championship in 2021. Now, Max Verstappen has the same birthday as I do. Granted, he's 20 years younger. So it was kind of natural for him to become a favorite driver of sorts, or at least it was easy to pick him as a favorite driver of mine. So I don't mind seeing him not win. I'm a big fan of the Spaniards, though. There's Carlos Sainz, who drives for Ferrari. He's probably my real favorite. But Fernando Alonso is another one, which you'll hear about today, that I just absolutely love. He's a guy who's been in the sport forever. Since way back in the day. He's won a couple of driver championships himself, but really has not been in a competitive team as of late. So he has now returned to a rather competitive car, or at least it seems from judging by the first race of the season. So anyway, I know I kind of breezed over a few things about Formula One. I didn't get into all of it, just little bits and pieces, but let's get back to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Bottom line, if you don't know what Formula One is and you have any interest in auto racing whatsoever, go watch that Drive to Survive series on Netflix. This is not an paid endorsement. But anyway, go watch that. It is absolutely awesome to watch. You'll learn everything you need to know about Formula One, and this will make more sense if you do that. So anyway, as we see on the left, scrolling from bottom to top, the Bahrain Grand Prix results. So surprise, as I said, Red Bull last year was or I didn't say, but 2 years ago, Red Bull, Max Verstappen was the world champion. Well, last year, so 2022, Max Verstappen was the world champion again, and Red Bull additionally won the Constructors' Championship. Max won a record 15 races. They only have, I can't remember how many they had last year. This year, I think we have 23 races, which is up by a few. So, anyway, he ran away with it last year, far and away. He won 15 races. I mean, it wasn't even a competition at the end. Really, it was who's going to get second place, of which it came down to a Red Bull driver and a Ferrari driver. But I digress. Let's move on. Max Verstappen takes first place. Sergio Perez, his partner in crime, his Red Bull teammate, came in second. And really, the story was the Red Bulls just absolutely dominated. It was what happened behind them was the story of the day. And so that story was, if you saw our social media, it was absolutely dominated by Fernando Alonso and his drive. Like I just mentioned a little bit ago, Fernando Alonso was absolutely an amazing but older driver who has won a couple of world championships himself, but has not been in a championship level car as of late, the last several years, finds himself in Aston Martin, on the Aston Martin team this year. Last year he was on Alpine. He's on the Aston Martin team driving an Aston Martin that surprisingly is very competitive. I thought, judging by what I saw in preseason testing, I thought they might have the ability to challenge for third place, with their main competitor being Mercedes for that this year. But Fernando Alonso actually passed both Mercedes and then proceeded to pass the Ferrari as well, who was, I thought, to be the obvious number 2 team this season. But Fernando said, bye-bye, as we saw. And, man, what a race to watch. If you haven't seen that, that in and of itself is reason enough to get Formula One TV and watch that race. I mean, that's phenomenal race, just amazing. Another one of my drivers that I really like, Pierre Gasly, though, actually took his slot. I mentioned that Fernando Alonso was driving for Alpine last year. Well, he vacated an Alpine slot in taking his seat at Aston Martin. Well, that seat at Alpine now is occupied by Pierre Gasly, who actually started in 20th. So if you listened to me earlier, only 20 drivers on the grid. He started in last. He passed 11 cars, which is unheard of in Formula One, and managed to get into the points at P9. And, I mean, would have got the driver of the day if the Fernando Alonso story wasn't just so awesome. Anyway, so it was, bottom line, absolute blast of a race to watch. We didn't have a race this weekend, which, being that it's primarily a European sport, they travel all over Europe, and they're flying from place to place. So there are several times where we'll have a weekend in between races. But then again, there's other times where we'll have 4 races in a row. So this weekend is an off weekend. That's why the watch along, the rewatch, was perfectly timed. Not of my own doing, but rather of Formula One's doing. Thank you very much. So we got our fix via a rewatch this week. But next week, I believe we are in Saudi Arabia. And so looking forward to that. I don't know if we'll do a podcast beforehand regarding the upcoming race, but definitely we'll be doing a rewatch, because I'm not going to broadcast at 2 a.m. or whatever time it will be locally here in order to watch it live. So that'll be a rewatch as well. But details of that will come out. I'm not sure we'll have a show beforehand. My guess is probably not. But we definitely will have this week an NFL show, which I can't believe we're already saying that. And excuse me. No, I'm not sponsored by Liquid Death, but I would love to be. Very refreshing mountain water. Actually, if you haven't had Liquid Death, their mountain water comes in a can, as you saw. It's good stuff. And the cans make it real cold. Love this stuff. So anyway, yeah, football, man. We're going to do a little bit of football talk. And actually, one of the things we're going to do is a Mount Rushmore show of sorts. So we're going to have a Mount Rushmore show of our top 4. So your Mount Rushmore all-time quarterbacks in the NFL, all-time NFL quarterbacks. And we're going to do a Mount Rushmore of current quarterbacks in the NFL. Anyway, so that's coming up on Thursday. Thursday is the plan for that one. I will try to be much more well-prepared for that one than I am for this one. As you can see, I'm kind of hastily putting this one together at the last minute, but nonetheless, here we are. We're rocking, we're rolling, we're moving along. So from last year's or last season in the NFL, We had our pickers, if you will, were myself, Wally Thermalin, David Thermalin, and Andrew Ferret. And we had an absolute blast of a season. This year we've added a few more folks, but I wanted to try and add to the show for next year and be able to add like FaceTime and whatnot, and see if we could get the other guys who have been so far just picking via the comments section, if we can actually get them on and do some FaceTiming and see if we can get this thing to work. So long story short, all that to say that I'm going to run a little test here in a little bit and try and get Andrew on the phone. For what will be our first ever guest appearance on Duct Tape Dynasty. And my texts are dinging away. So again, I hope that doesn't come over the speaker. It may very well. It sounds like it might be. But yes. Okay. So anyway, here we go. We're going to try and get Andrew on the phone. But first and foremost, while I'm trying to do that, I want to show you guys. So for the first ever watch along for the Formula One race, which happened this past Friday with the boys. Man, that was rude. I wanted to make it like kind of super cool, right? I mean, number one, it's fun just to get together and watch the race together with the boys, right? Well, but I wanted to make this one super special. So I decided, I'm going to have a kind of like a, like in WWE, like a walk-in kind of deal as they were walking into what is our fabulous Duct Tape Dynasty studios here. Studio Fabulous Studio C. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, in our studio. So I was like, okay. And so I got Mary all in on this, and God bless that woman's heart. She puts up with me and does stuff like this. She is a saint. Anyway, while they were doing the walk-in, I was playing the Formula One theme song, so I can't show or have the audio from it, which stinks. But if you want to see and hear the audio, or see the audio, if you want to hear the audio, it's posted on the TikTok and whatnot. And if you don't have the TikTok, just text me and I'll send it to you. So anyway, that's what we'll be playing here as I try to get Andrew on the phone. And forgive me if this gets a little bit awkward while I transition. But hey, I'm only one man, right? Like, I'm the producer and the talker and the whatever. We're trying to make it work, okay? Not big time yet. Nor will we ever be. Okay, so see, and here's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm like, okay, what do I gotta do? So anyway, here, check this video out. Granted, you can only see this, but what I want to show you. Okay, so I tried to get fog on the ground, right? And this is where Mary really stepped up to the plate. That is Mary fanning dry ice. Oh my God, I'm such a dork. Jeez. There's no hope for me. Oh, God bless her heart. She went out and bought dry ice. And that's her fanning. Fanning carbon dioxide or whatever the gas is that it gives off into a closed room so we could have a Formula One watch along on YouTube. Oh my Lord. I'm an idiot. She puts up with it. God bless her heart. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, let me see if I can get. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Oh God. Sorry. I'm such an idiot. Oh my God. I have no idea if this is working. I really hope this is calling Andrew. I think it is. Holy cow, there's Andrew. Okay, give me a minute. I'm not sure if you've been watching along, but oh my Lord. Right now. I have got myself cracking up, dude. Holy cow, I am such an idiot. Okay, so anyway, I didn't bother to mute him. So let me just see if this works. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's working. I wonder. Gosh, I'm an idiot. All right, so. So I hear you. And see, this is why we're calling it a test. But what I'm showing on my screen is not. No. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. So it's still showing that. So let me figure something out. Hang on just 1 second. Let me go like this. Click out of studio mode. I should be able to do a screen capture. I don't know why it's not working. Just a second, Andrew. Display capture. Okay. Yep. All right, let me try and redo this here. See, and this is why it's a test. I'm so sorry. Anyway, you can talk, Andrew. I think we can hear you at least. That's a plus. How are you, brother?
Doing good.
Good.
Trying to watch the feed and be on the call at the same time.
Yeah.
What you're seeing.
A little different. So what I've done here is it has the picture up. Well, you can probably see if you have it on YouTube. It has the picture of me calling you, but it's not giving me the live.
Right. That's what I'm
seeing. I'm going to redo this here. Let me go like this. Oh, that looked better. Hang on a second. Boy, this is a crazy looking screen. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Oh, hang on. See, this is.
I see something.
Yeah, hang on. This is going to get. No, that's not what I meant to do. Dang it. Give me a second.
I saw me for a split second.
You did. And you're going to see you again as soon as I undo.
It's kind of creepy seeing yourself on the laptop.
Yeah. So let me hit edit, undo. Oh gosh, what did I do now? So let me see. Uh-oh.
If you have any confusion of what the date is, you can see it's 3/12.
You can see it a few times over. Okay, so I'm going to take you like this. Then I'm going to go like this. Okay, ready? Wait, watch. This is going to work now. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me. We're getting there, folks. This is how we're going to have to do it. I'll have to figure out why it didn't just work right off the bat. But as you can see, we're getting there. Give me a second. Almost there. I go like this. We'll crop you down there. Then we'll shrink you down like this. Make you kind of fit somewhere, I think. Hang on. I got to go like this. Then let me cut myself out of there because nobody wants to see me on here. Oh, this is terrible. This is good TV, man. This is good quality TV.
Quality entertainment.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Right. Fill up your dang camera screen there. There. That's as senator as you're gonna get. Right there. Hey, look at that. You're on.
Let's go.
Yes. There we go. We finally got our first ever guest. Hopefully the sound works. Let me. Oh, now I got to remute this thing. Okay, now talk again. Make sure we can hear you.
Can everybody hear
Hey,
me?
that sounds like I can hear you at least, so that's a plus. So anyway, what's up, man? How's when did spring break start? Did you have to go all the way through Friday or what?
Yeah, spring break started Monday. Tomorrow is spring break officially.
Okay.
We went through the week, and now we have the whole week off. So I'm gonna go home, help the folks, and then try and get my life back in order here in Bozeman.
Okay, I got you. Okay, and anyway, we're you were kind of you hit me up and we're like, hey, dude, we need to do a football show. There's some stuff that's going on, and we got to get up to date. Now we got to see what happens with the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. That is the topic of conversation, and it has vital implications, right? And the implications are this. We have a Mount Rushmore show that we need to do on Thursday, and we need to know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the has-beens list or if he's going to be in the current quarterback list. So, I mean, come on, Aaron, have a little respect. We're trying to do a show here,
fair.
Right?
This 4-day dark hole retreat.
Dude.
We need to know. We need to know.
Dude, I hope. Now, he did do a podcast with somebody, and they talked about it. I started watching it. It sounds weird. Podcast now immediately, like I call this a podcast, even though we have a video thing, because that's what a podcast is to me now.
That's fair.
They're all video now. Now, granted, they're not. But anyway, so I was watching a podcast because it was a video podcast, whatever you call it, still podcast. So I started watching one where he started talking about it and whatnot, and then I got bored. But I should go back and watch that because I want to know, what happened. Was he, and what was he, I want to know what all he talks about. Was he searching for inner peace? Was he searching for a DMT trip? Was he searching for something in between? All three, all the above? What was he doing? I mean, because, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. Willingly sitting in a dark room with zero light, not my idea of a good time.
No, that would make me go nuts, I feel like. And
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he sees Martians when he throws touchdowns, and then he just wanted to see other stuff. I don't know. But
something. I mean, we know he's an experimental guy. He likes his ayahuasca and whatnot.
I guess.
Hey, brother, to each your own, man. If it helps him find inner peace, whatever. But yeah, I do want to hear, I want to, and that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is cool because, number one, first and foremost, he's amazing at football. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He's possibly the greatest thrower ever of the ball. Yeah. McAfee agrees with that. Not that he's the all-knowing. However, I do consider him a decent source at this point.
I would say so.
Yeah. But I want to know, so the guy's a little odd, but sorry, and I'm getting sidetracked. I have so many things that go through my mind when it comes to him. He's... I don't know. He won't come out and just tell you straight up like, hey, this is what I was after with this. I wish he would. I don't think we're ever going to get that though, but I wish we would get, something like what was this all about? You know?
It's very frustrating for me that he won't say it. It's like, come on. I want to know if you're out of the NFC North already.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, so I am frustrated by Aaron Rodgers every single year. And I want to know if we have to worry about him.
Well, he may not be playing for the Packers, but what do you think about him going to the Jets? Is that going to happen?
If he goes to the Jets, I think the Vikings actually played the Jets this year, which,
Yeah.
again, doesn't help our case. So we still see him.
Yeah, wouldn't that just be perfect, right? He he leaves, and then you get him anyway for his last year in the season or in the NFL or whatever.
I don't know. I think if he went to the Jets, it would definitely be a way different team. It wouldn't be the internet loves Mike White show. It would be, let's see what we can do for one last effort with all the draft picks from last year and Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Although I'll admit, I was on the Mike White train, dude. I was on it.
Mike White,
for that 1 week.
I don't know if you do fantasy football at all, but the amount of people that picked him up on the waiver wire shot up into the thousands after he got the starting job.
Well, he was money there for a week. So
yeah, he was for a solid week and a half.
Anyway,
and then they brought Zach Wilson back, and his stock just tanked.
Yeah. Anyway, so but I don't want to get sorry, I don't want to bust through all our NFL talk since we're going to be doing that in 4 days time. But what I do want is if maybe, and I'm not going to ask you to give away your picks per se for the either really of the Mount Rushmores. Again, we're doing a Mount Rushmore of current quarterbacks and then a Mount Rushmore of, all time. It can be current, but it includes those who are retired. Anyway, do you have any honorable mentions or ones that you think deserve to, maybe if there was a 5th place on the mountain? What do you think?
It's going to sound weird because all of my picks are before my time. Just
nothing wrong with that.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I'd have to say, going through my honorable mentions, not picking my top 4. 5th place honorable mention on my all-time quarterback list would have to be. Oh, I had it in my head and then I just switched it, and now I'm switching it back. It's tough. It honestly is tough. I gotta say, 5th place on my Mount Rushmore, Steve Young with the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
Lefty.
Didn't see that coming.
As much as I wanted to pick a Vikings QB, I don't think they've made it that far to do that. And as much as Aaron Rodgers is a good QB, I'll spoil it right now. He's not on my Mount Rushmores. Even though he's a great quarterback, he's not on mine.
On either of them. Even if he retires or not.
Because I wanted to I kind of factored that out of it because I didn't know. So it's if you don't know what you're doing, I'm not going to factor you in on
Hey,
my list
fair enough,
here.
Man. Fair enough.
So we'll see on Thursday. My current list might be pretty predictable, but
Hey, let's be honest. There should be a lot of overlap, but I'm interested to see. And I've had some, obviously some folks have submitted their stuff, as I've asked the folks to just send it direct to me. Of course, I will know. I'll be the all-knowing. But it'll be fun to see other people's reactions. But based upon some of the stuff that I'm getting, I'm like, okay. And I've even asked a question out there hey, well, what about, and the response I got was, well, let's just say I was like, well, that's going to be worthy of a FaceTime interview if we can ever get this thing figured out, which it looks like we may have this figured out, which is pretty awesome.
That's true. So you asked me my honorable mention, and I said that was Steve Young. What is your honorable mention, either current or all-time? I went all-time, but it's up to you.
Well, shoot. See, now, you guys a lot of you dumped at least one of your lists on me already.
Yeah, we kind of did
so I haven't really gone through my list. So let me go current. I'm just going to go current because that's going to be the easiest to go through real quick. I'm going to go him. I'm going to go him. I gotta go him.
I feel like I know who the gotta go him was.
Yeah, 2 MVPs.
sadly enough.
Oh, come on. Okay, so sorry, man. You put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for this.
This is kind of fun for me. I don't know if you guys who are watching this on the feed throw it in the chat so we can see it, but it's fun for me seeing you on the spot.
Yeah,
As the guest
yeah, nice, dude, nice. I should hang up on you.
Yo,
yeah, let me. Oh gosh, I'm just trying to go to the teams. I just want to see the list of teams, league standings. There we go. Okay, so honorable mention. Oh my gosh. Okay, this will be surprising for an honorable mention. Lamar.
Lamar is
as an honorable for current.
Yeah, nobody wants to pick him up though, so that's interesting.
I know, but I think what they're doing is they and McAfee again. A lot of my takes, if you will, I'd love to call them my own, but I mean, they're a lot of the sports media I consume. So a lot of the stuff I do say is like, well, yeah, I agree with that from there. Gosh, now I lost my train of thought. What was the even question?
Lamar, your honor.
Lamar not getting picked up right away is because I think some teams are like, well, wait a second, right as free agency starts, because of that whole cash over cap thing, I think they don't necessarily want to go offer him, hey, here's $250 million guaranteed, because then the Ravens can literally hang that team out there and tie up their free agency, because all their money is tied up on whether or not Lamar is going to sign or not, of which the Ravens have a chance to match. Well, they don't have to say whether they're going to match until the end of free agency or whatever the timelines are. But bottom line, they could basically, let's just pick a team, New England. I know it's not, but New England says, hey, we'll give you $250 million guaranteed, right? We want to make this move in the free agency period. Well, then the Ravens can say, okay, cool, that's far out, and they can go and explore everything they want with free agency and see if they have something they want to do or whatnot, and then come back at the very end and go, nah, we're going to keep Lamar. And now the Patriots would be basically sitting there going, well, crap. Now we didn't get to do anything because we had all our eggs tied up in Lamar, and we didn't know whether we were going to get him or not, and we didn't get him.
That's true. And it takes by what I heard, with the unrestricted free agent tag or franchise tag they gave him, that means they can, teams have to throw in 2 first-round picks as a buy-in.
Yes.
Just to even talk about it. So
welcome to the party.
Here's sitting there. Offer what they would offer Lamar. If the Ravens want to match it, they can keep him. If they don't want to match it, they take the 2 first-rounders and run. And yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together starting on Wednesday. Yeah,
I'm excited. There's definitely some stuff. And honestly, come on, Rodgers. Come on, bro. You've done your darkness retreat. You've watched the whales have relations. Come on, bro. Let's get this show on the road. Let us know what you're doing. Are you going to the Jets? What? I mean, the Jets flew all the way out there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they flew across the country, not just to Green Bay, all the way to Cali. To go this dude.
Yeah. I think that'll be coming out probably. You know what? Here's my prediction. I'm going to say it right here. Here's my hot take. This is not from McAfee, but it could involve McAfee. I predict that Aaron Rodgers is going to go on the McAfee show on Tuesday. It'll be Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. It'll be the first Aaron Rodgers Tuesday of the season, because I bet he's going to say, I'm going to the Jets on Tuesday on the McAfee show.
Tune in.
That's my guess. That is a wild take out of left field that I literally just pulled from my hind end. But whatever, it'd be awesome if it happens. There's a chance.
That'd be cool.
There's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Anyway, yeah, by the way, so one of the things that happened today, we got a bunch more. We got a few more folks for the Pick'ems thing. And as you saw in the group chat, and I will announce this on Thursday, we will be playing for a coveted trophy. Again, we'll leave that as a mystery for the folks who may or may not be watching. But what it all comes down to is, let's see if I can do this without screwing it up.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Huh?
I just hope we can win a game.
Huh? I got buttons, man. I got buttons I can push now. I'll probably get a copyright strike for that.
I think it'll be
Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, dude, okay. I'm going to let you go. This has been awesome. Love to everybody. Love to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything you want to say or anything you wanted to throw out there before I hang up and get us into the closing here?
Nothing I can think of tonight. I'll save all of my football notes for Thursday, and I'll probably come with a notebook sitting right in front of me.
Sweet. I love it. I love it. And we'll need to do kind of not a pre-show, but, to talk. So I don't end up giving all your points and you don't end up giving all my, standard stuff for us, us personalities.
Are we going to try and throw in possibly on Thursday, if we can, more of the Mighty Ducks? Have to emphasize to getting the T in there.
Yeah.
Or are we going to have notes like you have notes from Uncle Chris and Bo, and I have notes from Wally and Dave or something like that?
As far as this Thursday, no notes necessary for anybody. I've got their as far as the and I don't know if this is what you're asking, so forgive me, but I've got all the Mount Rushmore stuff, and I'm going to keep that secret because I want to see your reactions as well. I want that to be part of the show is your reactions live. Is that what you were asking, or are you asking notes in terms of show prep? Because that's something we'll have to talk more about with everybody as we get closer to the season, which granted right now is a long ways away.
So Mount Rushmore's keep it secret. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
I was meaning, if there's any free agency shakeups, I know the family chat is a lot of the AFC West.
Yep.
And a lot of the NFC North. If there's any rumblings in there that Bo wants to talk about, are we going to try and get him on a call so he can talk about Broncos stuff?
For this show, on Thursday, no.
Okay.
For this, no, because this is going to be. You saw it was tough enough for me to get this thing up,
fair.
But it's something we're going to look at because my intent as we go on, and I'm pretty sure we can actually. It should just be as easy as doing it on here. I think we can do a group FaceTime since everybody's got iPhones, and so we should be able to do a little screen like this and have kind of everybody on there. There's a lot of logistics to figure out with that, though, so that not everybody's trying to talk at the same time. So, but bottom line for Thursday, no, just you and me, brother.
Let's go.
Just you and me. Yeah, you are. You. By the way, the cat's out of the bag. You will be the first official real guest, not just test guest. The first official real guest, even though you're a host, personality, whatever, all that other stuff is. Anyway, love you, bro. Thank you so much. And I look forward to Thursday. We'll talk more.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk more on Thursday for sure.
All right, dude. I'm going to get out of here. And
good.
Yeah, be good.
Will do.
All right. Love you. See ya.
See ya.
All right. Let's see if I can get this thing back in working order here. Let's go to the closing. How's that? I think it worked. I think we're good. I think I'm back to just the me on the screen. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, now that looks like that. What happened there? That's pretty cool. Huh. Well, see, this is why we do tests, folks. Look at what it did to the camera. Anyway, at least we got some laughs in tonight, right? We had quite a few good laughs. Anyway, love you all. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. Obviously, we're going to figure some things out, but we'll be back on Thursday. Who knows how it'll go, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So you all be good. I'll try to. and enjoy the what I think should be a fun fuchsia fact for everyone. It's an F1 fact, but nonetheless, it's a cool fact. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Love to you all. We'll see you on Thursday. See ya.